What's your relationship with God of War?
I was just thinking, like, I started playing the PSP ones that I hadn't played before. Or I downloaded them because I wanted to go buy them.
On your
But
Vita?
I realised I already owned them for some reason. So-
Maybe
PS Plus.
free PS Plus or something?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. But I realised that I love the story of God of War, but the gameplay I'm not a huge fan of.
Of
The original ones, anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say the original ones and the new one, there's a bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of that Devil May Cry type combat.
Button mash
Yeah.
is what I believe the kids call it.
Mm.
Button mashy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a thing of it's a thing of a certain generation, isn't it? The combo meter in the hand side,
Yeah.
where it's like you've got 12, blah 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 blah, for no reason at all.
No. Get that combo going, guys.
Better get that combo going. And Devil May Cry was the same.
Yeah.
Combo meter's building up. Why is it building up? I don't
And
know.
the shitty Bayonetta game that everyone hates.
Yeah, I was
Just
about to
numbers.
say, and literally as we're about to start, before we start recording, I'm playing Bayonetta. Very much the same. It's just like there's a combo meter. I don't know why. Why is there a combo meter?
No.
Some games like
I think it's a throwback to the arcade type design.
Batman, Arkham series has a combo
yeah.
meter. However,
It's got a reason.
what it's got a reason because once you reach certain combo, you can activate special moves, etc., etc., etc. So if you reach a combo of 6, you can activate a special move. And then there was even some
Because in the back of Batman's mind goes, oh, I've got to hit 6 guys in a row before I do this move. Shit, I missed. Fuck, I've got to start all over again.
Well, no one said it
No,
had
you got to
make
build up the
sense.
momentum to get into that.
No one said it had to make sense. But yeah, that game's the only one I can think of that actually has a particular reason behind it, I suppose. Every other game is just random numbers. And I'm trying to think now if they ever...
Maybe like fighting games.
Fighting games make sense, though, because
Yeah.
that's like
It's
part
just
of
kind
the...
of show off thing.
it's like
69
you-
times I hit you in the face before you
Yeah.
hit me. Yeah.
I hit you in the face 69 times, bruh.
Yeah.
That's sexual.
Was it, Nick? I
Yeah.
don't think it was before.
I
you
just made it sexual.
Made it sexual. With Westworld back tomorrow.
No. 3
Yes.
days ago.
No, 3 days ago. Yeah. Fucking hell. This show used to post on a Sunday, and then it
Monday.
got moved to a Monday, and then it got moved to a Thursday. And ever since it's got moved to a Thursday, I've been on it once, I think, which was last week.
Yeah.
So
Double.
what day does it air?
What, Westworld?
Yeah.
Or this?
Mondays.
Mondays.
I assume.
Monday's here or Monday's there?
Mondays.
Mondays here. I'm assuming
11
like
a.m.
Game of Thrones slot, right?
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Oh,
so
so it's on
11
a-
a.m. Foxtel time.
Oh, it's on a
Monday.
Sunday, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Sundays in America or whatever. My point being that this show does indeed not post on Sundays or Mondays anymore. It posts on Thursdays.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Westworld out 3 days ago, and I hopefully enjoyed it, and hopefully we talked about it on Twitch as planned, Bevan World. But I'm getting excited for TV for the first time this year, because there's nothing been out that I've been excited for. Well, Riverdale, I'm enjoying watching, but it wasn't like super excited, pumped.
It's like, oh, there's another episode. It's good.
Yeah, it's like it's like a comfort show for me. Riverdale it's exciting. I like watching Riverdale. It's fine, but it's not like big epic event that Westworld is because Westworld had a year off.
Yeah.
I had a weird moment earlier today where I was like, was Westworld in my top 10 TV shows last year? And I was like, fuck, did I forget it? And I went on Twitter and I like typed in Viva La Deal top 10 TV to find my list. Like, Westworld's not it. Oh, that's right, because it wasn't out last year. Completely forgot that it took a year off. So I haven't even, since we've been doing Explosion Network, we haven't had a chance to, I've never had anywhere to praise up Westworld, even though it's one of my favourite shows of the last
2 years.
2 years. Yeah. Well, I can go for it. It's one of my favourite shows of at least the last 5 years. I don't want to look at 10 years because that's a very big gap. But last 5 years, Westworld's definitely one of my favourite shows the last 5 years. So this is the only time I've been getting really excited for TV lately. And also coming back this week is Handmaid's Tale, which I know neither of you, The Handmaid's Tale, which I know neither of you have watched, but was on my top 10 TV shows last week. That is also one of the best shows of the last 5 years, easily, as far as I'm concerned. So I have two of these really exciting shows coming back this year. And I was thinking about shows that I've stopped watching. I'm so far behind on Arrow. I'm so far behind on Flash, Supergirl. Like, I've basically fallen off the train tracks of all of those CW shows. The ringer on me, gone out. I really want to watch Lost in Space, but it's like in that mediocre territory. Like, I could miss it and not feel shit.
You can wait till season 2 comes out.
Oh, really? That because my parents started watching it the other night, and I was eating tea, and I was watching it in the background. And all I could hear was audio, and I was like, "Oh, it kind of sounds interesting." Made me want to watch it. A bit
There's
more.
no rush.
I had a toy from Lost in Space, the movie.
What?
The robot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that an account?
Hey?
Does the robot have an account?
No.
You lost me.
Yeah.
You lost me. You lost me.
I think he said he has the toy from Lost
Yeah.
in Space, the movie.
Oh, I thought you said tweet.
No.
I thought you said I got a tweet from the robot from Lost in Space. That's why I was like, does he have an account?
There probably is an account knowing the internet.
Yeah, like an account. Don't give me that fucking face, Nick. But what's everyone's TV been like lately? What's everyone looking forward to? What has everyone been watching at least this year so far? And are there any shows you've fallen off or don't care about that are coming back this year? Like me with Arrow and stuff. Ash probably watches the most TV out of
Yeah, I do. I
everyone
think.
here.
I'm up to date on Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow finished
Oh
up.
my
Yeah.
god!
I watched the first season of The Flash and that was it.
Well, it's not hard. It's one episode a week at the moment, so
It got
I
harder
was-
when they added all these other CW shows.
yeah. Those are the
and
only
you
three I
felt
watch.
Obligated to watch all of the CW shows.
No, I don't watch Supergirl and I don't watch Black Lightning.
Well, Black Lightning's a Netflix
Yeah, so
well, it's not a proper CW show.
yeah, it's not
quote unquote
Arrowverse.
proper.
So you only
not
watched the
Arrowverse.
ones with straight white males as leads.
Yep. What? No.
Yep. That was a retract really fast.
Yeah. Legends of Tomorrow has a ensemble cast with a diverse ensemble
An
cast.
ensemble cast with a diverse. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can fix
Doesn't
it,
it have the
fix
two
it.
guys from Prison Break in it? That were in
It
Finch?
does.
It did. One of them left the show.
Spoilers.
What's Legends of Tomorrow? Sell it to me.
It's like a time travel.
Because it looks fucking stupid.
It's Doctor Who.
It's
but with
Doctor Who
superheroes.
with superheroes, pretty much. Yeah.
Right.
And they're
Yeah, I'm
bad.
glad I never watched that one.
Bad at doing it.
Because
First
their
season's
acting was
not great.
bad on The Flash. Really
I
fucking
love it.
bad.
It's purposely done like that, and I love it. It's so corny that it's great. That's
Yeah.
that's the camp I'm in with them. But when what's his face Wentworth Miller like walks in,
Yeah.
Flash, how you been? With like all the head,
Yeah.
nice to see you again. Like, oh, I was like, oh my god, you're going
Actually,
so far.
can he even act good? Because everything I've seen him in has been bad.
He was alright in Prison Break,
Prison Break's pretty solid.
but at least the first season, like where they
He
were
was so
taking it
bland in
serious
fucking
and
Prison
stuff.
Break. Just the same fucking expression the whole time.
Well, he's going to prison to save his brother. He got a map tattooed on the back. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. The what's-a-mock-old brothers from Prison Break. Whatever their last name was.
I don't know. His last name was Schofield or something like that.
Yeah, the
it's different.
Schofield brothers. That's it.
No, his name was different.
Only
though.
one of them was Schofield.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they didn't know.
Oh, they didn't know
That
they
they
were
were
brothers.
brothers.
That's right. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
And then found out they're brothers. And, yeah, I never finished watching Prison Break.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Ash vs. the Evil Dead Season 4.
Didn't
that's
they
a
get
good
cancelled
point.
this week?
Yeah.
I only watched the first season, and I kept being like, oh, I need to go back and like start the second season, catch up, and then I see when I see the news that they cancelled it, I'm kind of just like, nah, I'm probably not going to bother catching up now because I don't see the point. You could be like, well, it's really good TV. That's true. That I can watch at any stage, but that doesn't mean I need to rush to catch up to get on board with the. So I could be watching week to week type scenario.
Yeah.
It sounded like you weren't really going to do it anyway.
No, I would like to. I enjoy the
It's on the list.
the Ash films, the Evil Dead films.
Mm.
I'm a horror movie fan, as some would say.
4 seasons pretty solid.
3.
3.
3 seasons pretty solid run.
But
Did they get notice, or is it going to end on a cliffhanger and everybody's going to be disappointed?
I don't know. I hope
they're wrapping up the current season.
Okay, that's good then.
a lot of people are campaigning on Netflix to pick it up.
That's how it works these days. Though,
Yeah.
isn't it? Something gets
It used to be
cancelled.
sci-fi,
Oh,
now it's Netflix.
Netflix,
Yeah.
pick it up. Someone pick it up from.
Well, there's like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. One of them could pick it up.
Yeah, no, but what? Here's the thing. Everyone, whenever a show gets cancelled, everyone automatically goes, "Well, it's the network's fault." They definitely did deserve to get cancelled. I like Ash vs Evil Dead, even though I'm not up to date. First season was great. However, if you look at the numbers, you can see why they cancelled it. It was
Was
not
it
getting.
was it airing in America? FX or something like that?
Yeah, sounds about right. I don't actually know. It's on Stan in Australia.
Yeah.
Anyway, is the important information I need to know.
Yeah.
Because I don't pirate, so I need to know where to actually to watch it legally.
Yeah.
Stan.
Lee.
But its viewer numbers were terrible for the last season. Like given how much that show costs, and et cetera, the talent, money involved.
It's a Stars show. That makes sense.
Yeah, they cancel a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
Usually. Yeah, so it was only hitting around 100,000 views per episode, or something along those lines.
But they
Which is
don't
pretty
take
low.
into account the on-demand stuff.
Yeah, but that
No,
doesn't
I
help
don't
Stars.
It doesn't. They can't sell ad
Well,
space.
stars don't
on
help
on-demand.
themselves.
Well, they can't sell ad space on demand. Anyway, I'm just playing,
Devil's
devil's
advocate.
advocate here, which
You're being realistic.
yeah,
Playing the role of the CEO of Stars.
Stop playing Al Pacino.
But my point is, it's one thing to get upset and be like, oh, that sucks that it got cancelled. It's another to assume it was cancelled for no reason, or just because the CEO of Stars was like, fuck it, let's flick this.
It sounds
But they're,
about right.
they're a business. They're a business. When it comes down to it, it wasn't making the money. It gets cancelled. It's how it works. It's what happens.
Corporations.
It's what happens to the best of shows most of the time.
Yeah.
Ever heard of a little show called Firefly or Deadwood? No?
I think Deadwood ran its course.
Could have done with that.
That third season just felt like extraneous stuff.
Yeah, but it was still like cancelled out of left field.
Yeah.
They didn't get that final. What I was trying to
Closure.
think like of a list of shows that have been allowed where the network's gone. Yeah, you can get that last season in to wrap up the story. There was one a couple years ago, but I'm trying to remember what show it was. I can't even remember.
Didn't they
But
just do that with Sense8 or whatever the Wachowskis
That's true.
one?
Sense8 was another one. Originally, Netflix just cancelled. Everyone got upset, and Netflix, to the respect, said, "Hey, we've seen everyone get upset. Here, you can have the last season to wrap up the storyline." And there's no reason for them to do that other than goodwill and good karma towards fans.
Yeah.
Like sure, it's going to make them some money, but that when you've already cancelled something, there's no need on you to go, nah, sure, come back for the last season to keep the fans happy. It
Yeah,
usually
it's
doesn't
interesting
happen,
with Netflix because you'd want to have a final season, to wrap up the story so people can go back and revisit it on Netflix at a future date, I guess. It makes sense in that regard. Whereas for a network, it's just, if it's not airing, there's no point.
It's not airing. Yeah, that's true. So what have you been watching lately, Ash? And what are your
Lately?
favorite TV shows this year?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's
so far?
come back after their mid-season finale. There was an episode the other week that was a bottle episode. It was great. I think it's called The Box.
A bottle episode?
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
one-off.
so it's like a interrogation. They're like in an interrogation room, like the whole episode. Yeah, it's pretty
I
stellar.
haven't. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I like.
Yeah.
I think when I stopped pirating stuff was when Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 2 was on, and that's when I decided I would stop pirating material. But up until that stage, Brooklyn Nine-Nine was one of the shows I was pirating week in, week out. But then when I stopped pirating it, at the time there was no way to get it in
Yeah.
Australia, so I kind of fell off the horse there.
Yeah.
Now I can watch it on Netflix. I
First
think
4
that's what it's
seasons is on Netflix. It's currently airing on SBS. You can watch it
Oh,
on
it's
SBS.
What
SBS.
season are they up to?
Season 5.
5, yeah.
Oh, I thought they were more into that for some reason.
No.
So I should catch up
Yeah.
on that because
That one's a show at risk as well, apparently. Because it just hit 100 episodes, so they don't need to. It'll go into syndication, so they don't technically
Yep.
need to keep making it if they don't want to.
Yep.
So
That dreaded 100, where
Yeah.
everyone involved goes, "Yeah, guys, congrats, we made 100 episodes." And then
do we need to keep making this?
Yeah, the network execs aren't celebrating. They're just like, oh, no.
Yeah, let's
Really weird.
do these numbers.
What's the deal with 100 episodes?
So once it hits 100 episodes, they can do syndication, which they can just show repeats constantly on like other channels and stuff. I think is the story. I'm not 100% certain.
Something along those lines.
I think it was
yeah.
might have been a bigger deal back in the day. I don't know if it's as
don't know-
big a
yeah, I
deal
don't
with
know which
Netflix.
Yeah,
as
I've never
well.
heard of that before.
Yeah, with streaming and stuff like that. Well, back in the day, it was a word. Back in the day, by back in the day, I mean like years ago when I'd even just listen to movie and TV podcasts. They would often bring up the word syndication and talk about this show's really close to being in syndication. This show's just reached syndication, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it was a big word. I don't really hear it often anymore, and that might be because of the streaming apps. Like even just the CW, you can watch all this stuff online. It's so maybe it's not relevant information really anymore, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The thing with that is, like, do they have how can they have a defining endpoint? Because it just seems like a show that'll just keep on going and going and going if you let it.
It's like any sitcom. It's just it'll end when they decide to do the final episode.
That's the annoying thing about shows like that is it gets shit before it ends. You know?
Unlike Big Bang Theory.
Oh fuck, I hate that.
Going
show,
strong.
I fucking hate that. But I mean, I don't really like many sitcoms. Whenever I grab onto, I've grabbed onto a few sitcoms throughout the years, and most of them are ones where they're really, really good. Like Friends, for example. I really like Friends. I hated it when I was young. I watched it in my teen years and got really attached to it. Simply because you could, any of the episodes, if I saw a repeat, it was still funny. It was still funny. Like the jokes was still funny over and over, which meant it was a good background noise show. You could have it on.
Yeah.
I watched through all of the seasons as background noise while doing other stuff, which is sitcom to me. I don't sit down, headphones on. All right, let's watch the latest episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Got to be ready. What's happening with the storylines, guys? You gotta
Yeah.
be really into it. But then all those shows usually they go really shit for like a year or two and then get cancelled. Quality dip, cancelled. That's why I prefer my TV shows to be.
Or it hits mainstream and it stays on forever.
Yeah, how many shows have done that?
Big
MASH.
Bang, MASH, Simpsons, Modern
Simpsons.
Family. Just
I'll give
the
Mash
same
credit.
seasons.
Mash was good all the way through.
Simpsons is on a downhill fucking spiral into oblivion if you're not paying attention to a poo shit that happened.
Oh
last
yeah,
week.
there was massive backlash, wasn't there?
Yeah, that'll
Well, there
all get
was, and
blown
rightfully
over.
They should have just not addressed it at all, and then
It's like you can tell that the people writing it are so out of it to do that, and to think that's a good idea to put into the episode. I was just like, you are so out of touch with reality, because anyone else would look at it and go, "Hey, you've pointed out something that's probably right." Yes, we did start this show many years ago when the humor was a lot lowbrow and
almost 30 years ago. No.
yeah, and anyone else and with half a brain would kind of go, "Yeah, you're right.
You got a point.
You do have a point. We're at least listening or something." But instead to just go, your opinion is complete trash. A poo is not in any formal way racist or a stereotype. We're just gonna
Yeah, for context, the documentary came out about a poo being a stereotype and how damaging it is for Southeast Asian
and
people.
try and argue that's not true. Because when I was a kid,
Yep.
I would walk into, and it's horrible, but I was a kid. You know, I would walk into like a newsagent and like start reading something, and then friends would like make joke, oh, you like do the whole accent. You can't be reading that because it's a fucking. You walk into a quickie mart and they'll be like, oh, hello. You know, you do that like accent, and when you're a kid, you don't even realize what you're doing is offensive in any way, especially when the joke you're getting is from a family or children's orientated program, just like embedded into my mind from a young age. So yeah, I know the way they handled that was really weird. But Simpsons is just Simpsons in its down spiral. But even before that, I tried watching it a couple of years ago. It's not funny at all anymore. I don't know how it's still going. I don't know who's watching it.
Children, I guess.
But I grew up watching it. It went
Yeah.
shit. So what? New children are coming in and watching it?
I
Yeah,
guess
it's
so.
the
Old
same
avocado.
age group. It's the same age group that keeps constantly coming into it.
Do you
and
think so?
leaving. Yeah.
Even with all the new shows like Adventure Time and shit kids watch these days?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think parents will go, "Oh, The Simpsons are on. You can watch this."
Oh, because
Yeah.
I used to watch The Simpsons when I
Yeah.
was a kid, or I suppose that's
Yeah.
a good point, yeah. Bad parenting. You're a shit parent. You're a
Yeah.
shit mum and you're a shit dad if you did that. Make your kids watch better
Yeah. Watch good stuff.
Watch good TV. Explosion Network only supports good television shows. What would you say your favourite TV show of the year so far is, though, Ash?
Oh god, I don't know. It's only 4 months in. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know.
You
Maybe
don't have to
Brooklyn.
stick to it.
Maybe Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know. It's hard because it's like halfway through the seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not doing our top 10 awards now.
I
it's
know,
fine.
yeah.
It's just a,
I know.
don't have a heart attack.
We're only halfway through, so we're doing our top 5.
I know. The last episode of The Flash is very depressing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like bad depressing or good sad depressing?
Good, sad
Like,
depressing.
It's sad, but it's good.
Yeah. Well, it's like episode 18, so it's that point of the season
Yeah.
where everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I might catch up one day.
yeah.
Maybe.
The other show I want to mention is Silicon Valley that came back. It's been pretty good this season.
I
The
wanted to
last
watch it,
episode,
but
they
TJ
just had
Miller.
they had a thing where it was really bad because the CEO character, I can't remember his name right now, he outed one of his allies or whatever as a
Spoilers,
Christian.
man.
He outed him as a
Christian?
Christian. Yep. And
Okay.
it was a big deal. Everybody wanted to get him cut out of the deal or whatever because being a Christian in Silicon Valley is really bad.
Is that like a real thing?
I doubt it, but there's maybe a little bit, but they're playing it up for laughs. Yeah, it's pretty good
Because I watched the
because
I
he was
only-
running a gay dating site. Was the
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
yeah
See the conflicting interests there.
yeah
I've got the first 2 seasons of Silicon Valley. I've only watched the first, but I always intended to catch up one day. Once
Yeah.
again, just never
Once again.
happened. Yeah,
it happens to the best
a
of
lot,
us.
You know, I watch the first season of a lot of shows and go, "It's cool."
Yeah,
Never
I think
come
there's
back.
too much to be caught up on everything.
Yeah, you gotta watch enough to have an opinion or be up. Like if someone makes a reference or something, like Ash is
Yeah.
talking about now. I'm like, I know Silicon Valley. I
Yeah.
watched the first season.
That-
Am I up
that-
to date? No, but I know the characters, kinda, vaguely. 13 episodes worth. I know the characters. That's for sure.
at least if you've watched the first season, at least you got that penis joke at the very end of the season.
Can't remember it. It was
No,
years ago.
okay.
I haven't seen mine.
It's quite it's solid. Look it up.
Is there anything
Penis
you've
is sticking Ash's mind.
No,
Is there anything that you've fallen off this year, Ash?
no, or maybe just waiting for it to come back.
Yeah, you don't ditch shows. You see them all the way through. You're a committer.
No, that's not true. I
Ladies,
fell
he's a
off.
committer.
I fell off Marvel's Agents of Shield like season
Yeah,
or two
you
ago,
did. Fucking trash show.
and
Absolute trash.
I used to watch Supernatural. I dropped off that.
Yeah, you did. Trash show also.
That was also, that was
Absolute-
that was
Is
like
that show
the-
still
you-
going?
Yeah,
Yeah.
until like it's 12 seasons.
Oh
It's gonna
my
fucking
God.
kill. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Because the original creator was only
cliffhanger.
going to be
They
5
might
seasons.
be dead or they're in hell. Oh, cliffhanger. Opening of the next season. Oh, they're alive, guys. Who'd have fucking thought that was going to happen? Dean didn't actually fucking die. Holy shit. My ex watched it. It was a horrible time in my life.
Hey, I enjoyed the first 5 seasons.
First
Yeah.
5
like it was
seasons.
intended.
That's
I
when
enjoyed the
story-
first few seasons also.
Yeah.
But you know what? Just because you like something for the first X amount of seasons doesn't mean you need to commit to
Forever.
liking it forever. Okay? Shows go to shit.
Take note, Firefly fans.
5 what?
Fans.
Oh. What are the shows you're currently most looking forward to coming back, Ash?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, for this year, for fuck's sake.
It might happen.
I am
No,
not
it's
looking
not.
forward. to be
December
honest, I'm not
31st. It could
I'm not
happen.
looking forward to Game of Thrones at all.
Never am I. I mean, I'm going to watch it because I've come so far, obviously, and you want to see how the story ends. But just because I thought the last season was hot trash, it kind of makes me go, I don't even fucking care anymore.
Yeah.
I'll watch it, but I'm not going to get hyped. I'm not going to be like, the weeks, it's coming. I'll just be like, oh, it's finally here, cool.
Yep.
I'll watch it, but I'm not going to get excited at all. Is there anything from this year, Ash?
Let me think about it. Ask Nick first.
All right, I'll start with Nick with the questions. What have you been watching this year so far on television, Nick? Anything that stands out as your favourites?
Well, I've only watched one from this year.
It doesn't have to be stuff that's current.
Well, I finished off The Crown, and I've almost finished Altered Carbon. And I've just been also watching a heap of The US Office because it's been on Stan, because I hadn't seen it before.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. I'm really enjoying it.
Have you watched the UK one?
I did. I watched it when I was young, like very young, and I didn't like it, but I don't think I appreciated it. I've been tossing up whether to go back and watch it again to see if my opinion's changed.
Yeah. I hated the US Office when it came out because I was a big UK Office fan. I was a huge Ricky Gervais fan in high school, so it's like that the Office extras, all of his stand up, anything he was, all of that stuff. I was huge.
Did you
huge
watch
fan
the
of.
Warwick Davis one?
Yes,
Life's
I
Too
found that
Short.
funny too.
Yeah. Fuck, I love that.
That was funny too. All the Carl Pilkington shows, all that sort of stuff. I watched all of it, but the him taking when the Office came over to the US, Steve Carell, I was like, okay, Steve Carell at the time was 40-year-old virgin to me. You know, that's all I'm thinking when the first season's coming out. And I remember just watching the first couple episodes, going, this is just any other American sitcom using the name The Office, but using the technique of the talking to the camera, the fake
mockumentary style.
mockumentary style, which I don't know if The Office probably wasn't the first thing to do that. I doubt it, but it was.
There's
one of-
mockumentaries, but I don't think
Yeah,
a TV show. Maybe I don't know.
TV, yeah. As far as I know, it's the first TV show that did that, at least in a successful way. But the UK Office was smart humor to me, with which whenever I talk about UK humor versus US humor, it's always UK humor can be a lot darker, can be a lot slower to get
Drier.
the joke, payoff drier. That's how it works. And then when the US Office came out, of course, it was just US humor, which was very loud, obnoxious jokes, and I hated it at first.
That's because they had to do 20+ episodes a season.
Yeah, and they had to play to the audience, to be fair. Years
Yeah.
later, if I look at the US Office now, I can watch some of it, I can laugh at some of it, but I will always stand by the UK Office as being the better of the two as an overall package. Like that 2 seasons of the UK one is a lot better overall package than the, I don't know how long the US one,
9.
like 9 or 10 seasons. Yeah, 9. Okay,
9.
yeah. And the switches when it
And they're
like,
talking
different
about
people-
reunion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what, they have all the different main people come in?
I guess so.
Steve Carell left at season 4 or 5 or something?
No,
like
8.
that?
later. There's the last
Oh,
2
really?
seasons the other guy took over, apparently.
Yeah.
From what
So,
I read, anyway.
So you haven't fallen off anything this year then, because you haven't really watched much? Or was there anything that came back and you was like, no, I can't be bothered?
I've still yet to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3.
After all this complaining. Outrage.
I'm keen for Preacher to come back.
Yeah, I need to watch season 2. When's Preacher come back? Season
I have
3?
no idea when it comes back.
That's not... when I see it on my fucking telly, I'll fucking watch it, mate. I know it fucking comes back. Yeah, I need to watch season 2 though. Should get on that.
Bevan World, I'm keen to watch. I really want to go. I watched the first episode of season 2 of The Expanse right at the beginning of the year, but I need to go back and finish that. Because it's hard, because Now that my wife works from home, I used to have TV shows on the background while I did other stuff, but because
Painting. and
she's
shit.
working from home now, I've got to be quiet, and I can't have I can only have one set of headphones in and doing one thing at
Yeah.
a time. June 25th, season 3 of
I reckon I
Preachers.
can watch season 2 before then.
You could, but are you going to?
That's highly dependent on the Explosion Network workload as we go towards June.
Well, I saw you put in leave in May, so there's your opportunity.
Yeah, all I'll do is watch Preacher.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And every other TV show that you've been
Maybe. Or I'll just
ignoring.
leave Preacher as another show along the long list of one seasons and done. So I could,
I'm cautious
You can say
about
no.
American Gods.
yeah. That's next year, I think, was what I told when I messaged you about it, I think.
I'm going to defer to you on that.
I have no idea.
And I want to... Have either of you watched Legion?
no.
No, I want to. I have the
So do
first
I.
season
Yeah.
DVR saved from last year. I recorded it week by week with the intention of starting it, and I just never even started it. But it's still saved on my Foxtel box.
The thing that really gets me excited about is that they didn't go for that stupid fucking haircut from the comic character has.
I don't even know what the normal character looks like, so. All I know is it looks
Yeah.
a lot better than any of the X-Men movies of late.
Well, that's not hard.
And then I read this week where they said season 2, Legion is now more like a proper X-Men property. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, God.
What are you
No.
doing?
It's not what I want to hear at
Did
all.
they get Patrick Stewart to come in and go, hey, son, cut it out?
I fucking hope not.
Is
I
that
don't
a
even know if
spoiler?
it's tied in. Is it tied in?
I don't know.
Like,
I
have
guess so.
they said if it's part of the Fox universe? Because then there was
I
that
don't know.
rumor going around this week of
Well, there's that other X-Men show, The Gifted or whatever. I don't think that's connected either.
Oh, it's so confusing.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's weird though because back years ago, of course, nothing would have been connected, and you wouldn't have asked for anything to be connected because it wasn't a thing our brains were attuned to. Like if they put out 5 X-Men shows when X-Men 2 was the current X-Men film, none of us would have gone, "Is this connected?" Would have just been like, "Okay,
Yeah.
more X-Men stuff." But now in a world where connected universes are everything, anything that comes out that's part of a property, you're going to be like, is it connected? And if the answer is no, you're like, why not? Should be.
Yeah. We'll just wait until Disney finalises this thing with Fox and he'll show up in like the Defenders or something.
There was a rumor going around this week that the X-Men Dark Phoenix or whatever it is might be the last of the Fox universe
I hope so.
family, whatever you want to call it. But imagine being one of those kids that's now part of that new X-Men.
That's
Family.
what you want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. They're filming this thinking, oh yeah, this is cool. We're going to be part of the X-Men franchise for years. And even if Disney or Fox didn't say anything, if I was one of them and this rumor was circulating, you'd just be like, they're not going to take us with them. They're going to
You'd be like,
recast all of us. They're going to
like-
recast all of us.
Like Andrew Garfield when
When
Yeah.
they got them. But I don't think it affected him as much. He was probably like, yeah, don't.
I'm going to go do
Don't
that
really
war
care.
movie with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I'm going to go get nominated for Academy Awards now. Thanks for my
Work
role
with Martin
Peter.
Scorsese. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and work with Scorsese in fucking Silence. Whatever it was. Yeah, Silence.
I think it's Silence. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't
So,
in Silence, but there was talking.
I haven't watched it yet, to be fair.
I want to ask you two. Have you
Yes.
been reading comics lately?
I'm behind on most of my
Not
stuff.
really.
I've been reading some. I've been reading my usual kind of fare, like my Batmans, my Batgirls, and Motor Crush and shit that my main enjoyment comics when they come out. But I am not paying as much attention as I used to like checking the store weekly because I usually check Comixology weekly when new stuff goes out, and I used to just go issue number 1, random series. I'll read it. $4. And every week I'll do that to some random series. You know, just be like, let's give it a go. And that's how I found lots of different comics I liked. But I have not been doing that. I've just been, because I got the subscription, so it just pays for them. So The Walking Dead shows up. I just open my Android tablet, download the issue. I haven't actually been looking at storefronts.
No, I'm pretty much just trades now. I don't get single issues much
Yeah,
anymore.
That's whenever I buy them, that's what I do. But
Yeah.
because I got that Marvel Unlimited, I've just been reading a bunch of different random stuff. And Moon Knight, I really like Moon Knight.
Underrated, some say.
Yeah, I didn't know much about him before I started reading it, but I'm really enjoying.
Which run?
2006. Hold on, let me get the.
Explain Moon Knight to people, because he is a very obscure Marvel.
Pretty obscure. Yeah.
Uh, he gets compared often with Batman because they're both rich, vigilante.
Except he wears white.
He wears white, and it's up in the air. People will say whether he's got schizophrenia and what's the multiple personality disorder?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Split personality
yeah,
type thing.
Or multiple person disorder.
Whatever it's called, yeah.
whatever.
The proper term.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dr. Hobley.
I don't think it
At
is.
Twitter. at Ashley. No, was it at. What's your Twitter? And what's your Instagram?
Ashley.Hobley, so I think
Yeah.
it's just
So
Ashley.
at Ashley on.
Just
yeah,
Ashley, yeah.
on Twitter.
Dr. Tan.
Dr. Tan. Yeah, continue, Nick.
yeah. Well, I'm not very far into this run, but on this particular one, he's like been brutally beaten, and he's like still locked in his room with his statue because he fights for the moon god, Egyptian moon god of vengeance or something. He's pledged his life to it, and I don't know. He's been beaten, and he can't. He's in a wheelchair, and he's popping all these Prozac pills and drinking and all that kind of
Hardcore.
stuff.
Yeah.
Did I just remembered something I read. One of the random graphic novels I picked up. Fuck, I have to find on my Goodreads. Fill time, someone. Fill time. I need the proper
Dylan,
name.
how's Doomsday Clock?
Really good. I'm one issue behind though. As in I haven't
'Cause
read the latest one yet.
I'm curious how well it integrates with DC.
Surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Isn't it set like a year in the... It was originally set a year in the future. Isn't that the pitch?
A year in our
Yeah.
future or a year in the future?
A year in the future of the world.
the Watchmen
Because they were
world
still
or
doing
the current
metal,
DC world?
weren't they?
The current DC world.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm enjoying it. I think it's crazy how well it works. And so my actually there was a period. So when it came out and I read the first issue, my dad is a huge fan of the
Watchmen.
movie, and it's the only like comic book he's ever read in his
I
life.
love that movie.
And it's the only graphic novel he's ever read since he wasn't a child. Like I'm sure as he's a child, he always talks about reading fucking The Phantom and random shit, you know. But it's the only graphic novel he's read since he's been an adult. And he watched the movie, loved it so much, that then he read the graphic novel. And I remember when I read the first issue of the comic, and I tried explaining the story to him. And I was going on and I'm like, this happens and blah, blah, blah. And then this character comes in, blah, 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 blah. And then I hadn't mentioned it was a comic yet. And he's like, oh, is this a movie that's coming out or a TV show? I'm like, oh, no, this is a comic. But like the extent of the information and the way I was explaining it was so in depth, because there's a lot happening. Like, of course, there's a lot happening because it's a Watchmen property and it's very in depth with its themes and such. If you've read Watchmen, a lot happens. And then coming into the DC world, it's also dealing with a lot more in depth themes for characters than you'd usually deal with on your day-to-day Superman or your Batman comic or something like that. So, and the worlds fit together perfectly. It's like they were made to meet. It's really odd.
Because even though it was published by DC, it was meant to be its own separate thing, wasn't it? Back in the
Oh,
day?
yeah. Alan Moore was meant to get the rights when it stops being published.
Oh.
But then it never stopped being published.
Yeah, they put out
Smart
a couple years
DC.
ago. A
Yeah.
couple minds ago, they did Before Watchmen, a prequel series.
Yeah, Before
Anyone
Watchmen,
check that out?
No.
No.
Some of them were good. Some of them were meh. Some of them were crap.
Yeah.
Because they were like, You know, it was like, here's a prequel series for this character, this character, this character. Here's a one shot for this character. Here's a one shot for this character. I own all of them. I think I own like all of them, or at least like
Yeah.
99% of them physically, because that's when I was buying physical comics. But that was just towards the end of the run of all those. I was kind of like, it feels like oversaturation of these characters, and you're just using them and abusing them and not doing any good stuff with them. What they're doing with the Doomsday Clock now currently feels like a proper Watchmen sequel. Like if he was going to do a Watchmen sequel, it from an outside perspective, when you're looking at it, and the idea of those characters coming into the DC universe seems like a
idea.
money grab or a like tie-in type thing.
Yeah.
But it honestly works so well and makes so much sense with all of the Watchmen characters that it just legit feels like Watchmen 2. And I think it's really, really good. It can go to shit, honestly, like before the end, obviously. We don't know how the payoff will be, especially because it's a very long series. It's not like a 6-issue like 6-issue run. It's a proper
12-issue maxi
12
series.
issues. Yeah. But I am enjoying it, but I have been building up to this for years at this point. When they did the DC Rebirth event, and then they teased that Dr. Manhattan was in the universe, and I remember reading I had that issue framed in my house because I brought several copies of it. The Rebirth cover. It's
The first printing?
yeah,
That
yeah.
sold like several times. I think like 5 printings they had to do.
Oh
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was hard to find though too, which was odd
Yeah.
for me. I remember someone asking me, "Dylan, can you find me a copy? I can't find it anywhere." I'm like, I don't know. The place I got it from was all sold out, so
Good
go
luck.
for yourself. But I brought myself a couple of copies because I wanted one to read, and then I wanted one to frame. Then I put another one in bag and bought it because I'm a nerd. But I had the one framed. And it's just this great cover. If you haven't seen it, of all the heroes, like DC heroes, like reaching into this, I don't know,
Light.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick, that's the one. Nick's looking at it now on his phone. That is the one. So I had that in my house. It's great. And that issue is one of my all-time favorite single issues easily because I got so hyped, emotional. It was so great reading it. There's several moments, let alone the Wally West stuff that happens, which is brings tears to my eyes just thinking about it. That was the emotional stuff. But then when you get to the part where you're like, holy shit, Dr. Manhattan. Like, oh my fucking God. And they didn't even rush out. This was years and years ago now. And be like, holy shit, this is going to happen. And they didn't wait 6 months to do the Doomsday Clock event. They didn't wait a year. They waited several years. They built up to this thing slowly. They did the Batman the Batman and the Flash, the Button miniseries, which is 4 issues, and it's really fucking fantastic. And if you haven't read that, you should read that because that also has some highly emotional parts in it, especially if you've read the Flashpoint series.
Yeah.
And ties back to that so well to the point that I was like, wow, have they been planning this long? Of course they haven't. They're making it up.
No, yeah.
They're making it up as they go. But
They make it look good in hindsight.
yeah, in hindsight,
That's comics in general.
yeah, they make it look like it's all been meant to happen. It made it look like Flashpoint has been part of this bigger story leading up to Rebirth, leading up to Doomsday Clock. It's really great. So if you've been following along for that long, waiting for Doomsday Clock, of course it's great to read. It's fantastic. If you're a Watchmen fan, I think it feels like Watchmen 2. From a legit level, just feels like Watchmen 2.
In regards to the Watchmen timeline, is it after the original series?
So slight spoilers if you're listening and you fucking care, I suppose. The first issue sets it up as the world's gone to shit. So of course, fucking Rorschach's books got published, like the Journal, which of course outs everyone, including Ozymandias, who is now fucked. He's on the run. The streets are in riot. The Doomsday Clock has been once again pushed forward because there's stuff rushes like fuck this shit, like everything that they work towards basically fixing just gets fucked by that Rorschach Journal. Which
is the comedian still dead?
Yeah, I haven't seen the comedian. They basically the first issue is Ozymandias or Ozymandias. How do you?
Ozymandias.
Something like.
I'm just going to say
Ozymandias.
Aussie from now on, thank you. Ozzy is on the run. He's also sick now. He's dying from, I can't remember. It's like cancer or something like that. He's got
A
But-
disease.
a disease of some sort.
Seeing
Like
too many blue
a
penises.
terminal disease of some sort. He's got. And he's on the run, and he has a Rorschach. You see a Rorschach. They don't try and make it. They don't try and tease out like, is he alive? Is he alive? No, they're just like, it's not him. Who's inside it? Don't know. He's working for Aussie. They send Rorschach in to get these two new characters out of prison, which is a really cool moment in the first issue because it's a reverse of how you first meet Rorschach in the comic. It's a reverse of that where Night Owl comes in to get him out of prison. And then they get out, and then the whole deal is Aussie's like, we need to fix this shit. We need to find Dr. Manhattan. Don't know where he is, but he's the only one who's going to be able to save our planet, our universe, whatever. So they get in Night Owl's fucking floaty owl machine, and they travel to the DC universe. The whole of the first issue until the last page is all Watchmen universe stuff, all of it, and then the last couple panels is Superman having a dream, a nightmare for the first time, and he wakes up and Lois is like, it's okay, it's fine, you know, as you would, your partner or whatever has a nightmare. But the coolest thing about it is, if you know anything, you're thinking, Superman doesn't dream. Superman doesn't have nightmares. Who's fucking in his head? Must be Dr. Manhattan.
He doesn't dream?
No, he doesn't have dreams. Doesn't have nightmares. Doesn't have anything like that.
He
Someone's
doesn't
putting
really
this
need to sleep, does he?
Someone putting this shit in his... I think he does. It just, depends on who's writing Superman, I suppose. Like, the variations are different.
Side note, Action Comics 1000 was out this week.
Oh, was it?
I wish I
haven't read that either.
Yeah.
Was it super giant issue or
I
something?
don't know. Yeah, I assume so. It's the kicking off the Brian Michael Bendis run. I think it's the story. Yeah.
I'm a bit
Bit
behind on
intrigued. Yeah.
Action Comics. The comic, though, I was looking for to tell what's about before we
Yeah.
get stuck to my Watchmen, was they put out I watched the trailer for it. I think I sent it to Nick and like, I was like, this is a show that might be interesting. It's called Happy.
Oh,
It stars
I know that.
Christopher Maloney, right? And Patton Oswalt does the voice of Happy. Happy is a
Pink Unicorn.
unicorn.
Yeah.
He's a unicorn. I read the comic to which the series is based on. I have not watched the TV series yet, but I would very much like to watch it because the TV trailer made me laugh and the comic was just complete bonkers. But the setup is this. He's like a hitman dude, something along those lines, and gets shot badly, wakes up in hospital. There's a unicorn floating around. And up until this stage, it's a very gritty art style, you know, like serious. Like this is some serious, like gangster, underground warfare shit. But then to play on the complete opposite of that spectrum, Happy is a very colourful and cartoony looking unicorn suddenly floating around in his world. And it's written by Grant Morrison, who does some very wacky stuff. If you've ever
Yeah.
read some of his Batman stories, there's some of the more outlandish, crazy stuff. But yeah, you've got this floating unicorn, and then Happy's like, "Hey, I'm the imaginary friend. Well, I'm not really imaginary because you can see me. Like, holy shit, you can see me. But there's this little girl that's been kidnapped by this bad guy. I need you to come help me save this girl who's been kidnapped by a girl." And then the story evolves from there. He's dealing with these other gangsters who think he's dead, but he's not. And then the story, blah, 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 goes. I would highly suggest reading the comic because it's just one graphic novel run. It was entertaining. And then I'd also highly suggest watching the trailer after you've finished listening to this show. Because even though I haven't watched the series yet, the trailer was just highly entertaining in its own part. Unicorn, drug deals, kidnap of minors.
I like
Have I
Christopher
sold-
Maloney.
Have I sold anyone?
Yeah, I'll probably check it out. I'll buy the trade.
You buy the trade? I picked up on Comixology for like fucking $4. I was like, this is just, how can I not read this at this point? But
Yeah.
that's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick looks highly concerned over there. I assume
I don't think you
Googled
sent me
this.
the trailer because I don't remember anything about this.
Really? What are
Yeah.
you looking
Probably
at?
saw a unicorn and went, nah.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm looking it up now.
Jeez.
You're looking at what?
I'm looking up Happy now.
Okay. The comic
Right.
or the TV show?
Oh, I'm just first I looked at Christopher Maloney, and then I remembered that he was in Oz, and I really liked him in that. And now I'm looking
He's
up
most
Happy.
famous for one of those, like, NCIS.
It's criminal and
Yeah, Law and
or
Order.
SVU.
That's the one. So that's how my comic reading's going. Did I answer your question?
I guess so. It was more of a segue to talk about me reading comics, really.
Yeah.
You then asked me about Watchmen, and I think that felt like.
Oh yeah, I wanted to know about Watchmen. I think I'll wait till
15
it's all out and then read it in one go.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Partly
I
because
just
I'm not
can't help
paying
myself.
however much a single is.
You know what else though? On comics, real quick, Walking Dead had its finale. Like this ties it in comics and TV shows. Here you go. Theme of this
Ooh,
episode.
yeah.
Walking Dead had its season finale for whatever season it's up to. I don't know. I stopped watching many years ago because
Me
it's a
too.
shit. It's a shit show. It is a straight up shit show. But I'll still read what happens in the season finale because as someone who still reads the comic, I kind of want to know where they're
Going.
where
Yeah.
they're up to, where they're going, or what they're doing. I just read what they did in the season finale, and no spoilers because you know
It was divisive from what I've heard.
just shit. Like, why do people keep watching this? Why do people still watch that shit show? I'm still reading the comics. Highly enjoy the comics still. Great. TV show. Trash. Where did everyone else stop watching Walking Dead?
I watched the
stopped.
first 2 episodes.
Oh my god.
I stopped watching after the prison and the governor was still alive and he was with that family.
It's like season 4, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I dropped off. End of that season. Or halfway through that season. Yeah. Spoilers for years ago. Halfway through that season, they kill the governor, but then the season continues. And then I was like, okay, it's boring now. What was it after 2 episodes, Ash? Too much violence,
know,
too much
just-
gore, too
no,
much
just-
horror.
Yeah, too horror.
No, just got into something else.
Because the doors said don't dead open inside.
Yeah.
Because it's not a scary show. It's just a
No.
gory zombie thing that's actually boring for half the time. Like,
Yeah.
legit boring. One of the worst things that happens in that show is that Frank
Darabont.
Darabont got fired or kicked off or whatever
Whatever the story is.
Because I've read what he wanted to do with that show, and I was just like,
Son
he
of
had
a
plans.
bitch.
He had
What did he wanna do?
long-term plans. Do you remember in the first season? There's that like where, when they're trying to escape the city, and Rick hides in this tank, as he's getting surrounded by zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
Inside that tank, there is someone sitting there, a soldier, dead body. That soldier is played by Sam Worthington, who you may know from Being Human in
Avatar.
America. No, not Sam Worthington.
Oh.
Sorry, not. I said the wrong name.
Sam Witwer?
Wentworth. Thank. Yes.
Whitwer?
Witwer. Thank
Is it?
you.
Is that who
Yeah,
The
it
that
is?
guy
is
from
correct. That is it.
BSG,
BFG.
Battlestar Galactica.
The guy from the Star Wars Unleashed games.
Yeah,
Yes.
from Battlestar Galactica.
And
Yes.
the upcoming whatever the game is. The Sony
Oh
exclusive.
yeah, days
gone. That's it.
Yes, motorcycle one. Yes, Sam Witwer. Thank you. I said Worthington. Sorry, no, that's the Australian actor from Avatar. You're correct.
Yes.
Sam Witwer, right? He plays the dead body of that soldier, which you may go, that's odd. Why'd they bring in someone just to sit there? It's because in Frank Darabont's mind, he had this plan. Oh, you know, like next season or like maybe 2 seasons from now, I can wrap it all back, come back, have this like series of stories with the army, and like have him play it, and everyone will, you know, it'll be cool because everyone will realize, oh, that's why Sam was playing that person there. And then he talked about how he was going to do this, like the show is completely different than anything he talked about doing, and I can just appreciate someone having an actual broad scope, good vision for a show, not just we'll take it season by season, episode by episode, make this fucking shit up as we go. He was someone who had a vision for that show, and just he got fired. Whatever, he got fired, and they replaced him, and as far as I'm concerned, it went to shit after he left. So there you go, story of my life. Because Sam was friends with him from The Mist, I think. Something like that, yeah. Which he did.
Did anyone watch Fear the Walking Dead?
First episode, trash.
Yeah, I started to watch it and
Yeah, and that's back for another season. I highly suggest still watching reading the Walking Dead comics though. It does get dolly for a couple issues here and there, but I allow it.
I still haven't bought the latest trade.
Is that the one I said with the girl on the front who I
Yeah.
really love? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great. She brings an energy that was needed to it. Currently, I feel like I'm still waiting for that to end too. That's another thing I keep expecting. Like as Comic-Con rolls around this year, or even last year, I was kind of like, one of these years, Kirkman's going to get up there and say we're in the last run of Walking Dead. We're approaching the finish line. I feel like it's going to happen soon. It just has to.
I don't know, it just feels like he's going through the motions.
No, he said he has a finish. He said for ages, he said years ago that he has a direct, in his mind, knows how The Walking Dead finishes.
With
I just
everybody dead.
hope it's something so batshit out there that fucking no one expects it.
Whatever the ending is, you know everyone will hate it.
Oh yeah.
Well, not everyone, but you know there'll be a majority of vocal people on Twitter going off about it.
It ties into Invincibles and they will come in and kill all the zombies.
That'd be great. But
The
it's
first colour issue.
because the way The Walking Dead's going at the moment, I'm like, are they going to get cancelled or have to wrap up that show before the comic even finishes?
Well, they're not even following it really.
No, they're not. But it would still just be interesting if that's the way it goes down.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was comics, and TV,
Yeah.
Walking Dead. And we're gonna
Tying
be-
it back to what I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to for the rest of the year.
Yeah, you got an answer for me, did
Yeah,
you?
yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
The Good Place season 3. I'm
Yes.
excited to see where they go for season 3. BoJack Horseman's going to come back this year, hopefully. I want to see that. And the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yes.
Pumped for that.
You and me both,
Yeah.
sir. You and me both.
It's going to be a big thing.
It's gonna be great. See that picture of those two
Yeah.
on Twitter? Oh, so cute. Love them.
Yeah.
Fuck
He's
you,
wearing a Jughead's
piece of
jacket.
shit. Yeah, no, it's a different jacket. It wasn't the exact same one.
Pretty
not,
similar.
Not all jackets are the same. It's a similar style, Ash. It's a similar style of jacket. It's not the exact same.
He had not a serpent on it, maybe a lizard.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Why don't you like Sabrina, Nick? Just shake your head. It's an audible podcast. Thank you for listening to Pleasure Explosion this week. It's been really great. If you're looking forward to the chilling adventures of Sabrina, you can tweet at me, Vivaladil, Vivaladil. If you can also tell Ash how much you're looking forward to it. Follow him.
On Twitter, at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY. It's a thing.
And if you want to tell Nick why he should be watching and looking forward to Sabrina and Riverdale, you can tweet.
At
I
Lord
don't
M.
have
Pryor.
social media.
That one's good. I appreciate that one. That was a good one, Ashley. You can follow this show on Twitter at Explosion Pod. You can head to explosionnetwork.com for all the other great chilling shows. Me and Ash are going to do fuck you. Yeah, me and Ash will do a Chilling Adventures of Sabrina after show.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
More
what
power
we're going
to
to
you.
do.
Or you
We're
can
gonna
hear
do
us
that.
talk about it on What Do You Want to Watch every fortnight, probably. We'll keep Nick informed every fortnight
Maybe.
of
I
what
can't
adventures
fucking wait.
Sabrina's been on.
If you enjoyed us talking about TV shows on this show, we talk about them sometimes in movies also. On a
Mostly
different
movies.
show. Mostly movies, yeah, that's fine. That's why I was like, it's fine to talk about TV shows.
Yeah.
Here. There's only an hour every fortnight. It's fine to go to content wise there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can do that. Make sure to go check out all the other shows. Check out Bevan World starting 3 days ago.
It's
And
probably
how
on
good was Avenger, guys?
youtube.com/Explosion Network now.
or Twitch on
Yes.
demand.
Yeah.
Just watch the rerun.
Ad read, April 2018, take 5. Hey listener, if you're not listening to the Tales of Theldon yet, you should be. It's a D&D audio drama, more easily described as D&D light. The focus is telling a fun story and cutting out too much of the fiddly D&D details that could confuse or bore the uninformed. It features Kieran, Dylan, Ash and Tom, and you'll be in for some laughs and good adventure. Give the first episode a listen today and see if it's for you. Explosion Network Bulletin Board. Pleasure Explosion is now Thursdays at 12 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thank God daylight it's over. With Tom hosting the free-flowing conversation, and make sure you check out if you found the old format too much. Reacts and review discussions officially lift off on Twitch. So make sure you follow our Twitter at ExplosionPod and twitch.tv/Explosion Network to keep up when they are live. You'll also find them at bit.ly/Explosion Network on our YouTube 24 hours
I
later.
just know that ended. Like, who says bye anymore?
I do.
I didn't give you the opportunity, though.
No.
Bye.
You can say it now. You can say it now. I'll put it then after.
It's going to be a bit awkward. The last thing you're going to say is watch the rerun.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then the trailer, the ad read's going to
And then
hit.
Nick comes in and he's like, clap. And he's
Clap.
like,
Take 5.
Oh. Good show, everyone.